Welcome. Let's talk about how to stretch and strengthen the feet. Our feet are, I don't want to say the most important because you could argue that for so many things in your body, but our feet are, I think it's fair to say, neglected. Okay, so because they're so tight, it's best if we stretch just a little bit first and then do a strengthening exercise. So it's really good, especially if you have a wall and your feet are really tight, to use the wall so that you can try to come onto your toes and stretch the bottom of your feet that way. Okay, and then push the heel toward the floor a couple of times. Come back onto the toes. And then roll in circles. More for your ankle than your foot, but that still loosens up those muscles on the bottom. All right, and then let's switch. So we want to try to rebuild some range of motion, some flexibility in the toes, right? They lose that from being, go ahead, roll the ankle. They lose that from constantly being in shoes. So we've lost those sensors and some musculature in the bottom of the foot. Okay, so this is an exercise. I've done it in class many times. Most people really don't like it. So I will show you the hard version, and then we can do an easier, more accessible version. But this one, we need a piece of paper, and you're going to be trying to crunch up the piece of paper with your toes. And this is a really good test of the strength of the muscles of your arch. Okay, so it's best if your heel stays on the floor or your sticky mat, and then you pick up, flex the foot, flare the toes as best you can, start with a corner, and squeeze your foot into a fist. Now, I know at this point, most people, if you start to giggle and you laugh because nothing is happening. It's okay. The fact that you're squeezing your foot is all that matters. Okay? So let's switch sides. When you do this on your own, I would certainly recommend doing it much longer, but this is really just a quick informational video for you. It's important every time you release the paper, pick up the foot, flare the toes, then put it back down. Working at the corners of the paper tend to be a little easier. Okay, when you're done, back to the wall, come on the tops of those toes and stretch. Roll out the ankle. Other foot. All right, so I would say if you didn't get anywhere with that piece of paper, my suggestion would be to do the exact same thing, but sit in a chair. You can lay on the ground and just simply squeeze the foot into a fist and release. Squeeze and release. And start to do that a couple of times a day. You know, maybe 20 to 30 seconds a foot, pulsing, and then making sure to stretch after, right? Really important to try to lengthen those tissues that you are really dynamically squeezing, right? Thank you for trying this.